Hello and welcome to Happy Handicrafts. My name is Joanna and today we're going to be making a handkerchief box. This is a small little box with an attached lid. It's very cute. It is project number 7 from the second year from the book Paper Sloyd for Primary Grades by Ednah Anne Rich. It's got a fair amount of measuring and cutting, but stick around, we're going to get through this together. Now the materials we're going to need for this project are first of all the book Paper Sloyd for Primary Grades by Ednah Anne Rich. We found the instructions a little hard to follow with this project, so we used the diagram quite a bit. You're also going to need an X-Acto knife, a pencil, a ruler, some good cardstock, at least 9.5 by 5.5, some decorative paper, a cutting mat, and some scissors. Now the first thing we're going to do is cut out a rectangle. We're going to measure in from the left at the top at 9.5 inches, and then we'll measure again a little bit lower at 9.5 inches. You're going to notice we're using scrap paper. Paper Sloyd is a great way to use up your scrap paper. Now use your ruler to join the 2 dots at the 9.5 inch line. Next, we're going to measure down from the top on the left-hand side, 5.5 inches. We're going to draw a little dot, and then over on our 9.5 inch line, we're going to measure down again 5.5 inches and draw a dot. We're going to use our ruler to join those 2 dots at the 5.5 inch line. Be sure to hold your ruler firmly in the middle, otherwise the ruler can slip just like there and cause a crooked line. We fixed the line. Now you're going to cut out your rectangle with your X-Acto knife. Be sure to keep your fingers far away from the knife and stay focused as you cut a nice straight line. Now, if the rectangle doesn't come apart easily, sometimes you just have to cut again. And that's okay. You'll eventually learn how firmly to cut with each type of paper. Now, with your rectangle positioned as you see, let's make dots at the 1 inch, 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 9 inch, and draw dots at each of them. You're going to do that on the left hand side and on the right hand side. So again, at 1 inch, 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 9 inches. You're then going to use your ruler to join each of those lines. You're going to end up with 4 lines. Oops. Once that's finished, you are going to draw dots on the left and on the right at 1 inch and 4.5 inches. That's at the top. Then you're going to put your ruler at the bottom, measure in 1 inch and 4.5 inches, and you're going to draw a line connecting those 2 dots or 4 dots. Next, you're going to measure down to the 3rd line from the top, and you're going to measure in from the left, putting a dot at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches. Then you're going to move the ruler down to the bottom, and you're going to mark again at 1/2 inch and at 5 inches. Now use your ruler to connect those dots. Next, we're going to have you rotate your rectangle, and on the lines that we just drew, you're going to place dots at the 1/2 inch and at the 3 inch marks. You're going to do that on both of the lines that you just did. Whoops, make sure it's at the 1/2 inch mark and at the 3 inch mark. Next, along the right edge, you're going to draw a dot at the 1.5 inch mark and at the 4 inch mark. And you're now going to draw lines from the corners to the dots, essentially joining the 2 dots that you just put. I know the instructions in the book were a little sketchy, so you'll find it useful to look at the diagram as well as just follow Lucy. As you're watching her, you'll be able to figure it out. Right now, you're essentially shaping the lid of the container. Now we're about to cut out the handkerchief box. So before we do that, Lucy's just gonna darken the lines that we're gonna cut. Here we're essentially copying the diagram in the book. Don't forget the flap cuts. And now you're going to use your X-Acto knife again to cut along all those darkened lines. Now remove the two pieces that you've cut out, and you now have the basic shape of the handkerchief box. Now we're going to be a little extra, and we're going to cover the handkerchief box in some decorative paper. So to do that, we're using 12-inch by 12-inch scrapbook paper, and we're going to simply lay the handkerchief box outline on the scrap paper and trace the outline of it, as you see Lucy doing here. Once she's finished tracing it, she's going to use some scissors to cut out the scrapbook paper. This is totally optional, but it really does add a lot to the final product. Now, once the decorative paper is cut out, we're going to glue it onto the back of our handkerchief box outline. So simply apply the glue to the back of your decorative paper. Then you're just going to apply it to the back of your handkerchief box, pressing firmly all around to make sure the glue has taken hold. You may want to give this a little bit of time to dry. And when you're done, you're going to slice, as you see Lucy doing, you're going to slice those tab lines to make sure that the decorative paper is also cut. Once you're done that, we're going to use the ruler to start our fold lines. We found that this helps with accuracy and getting good straight lines on the folds, especially with a thicker paper. In this case, you're going to fold along every single line that you've drawn. This again is where the book is kind of lacking. The instructions aren't here for that. But if you followed along with our Paper Sloyd series, you'll know that this is kind of the routine. And you'll also know how to fold and glue boxes together. Now, once you're done with the ruler, you can use the flat side of the ruler to kind of reinforce those folds. You want them to be nice and sharp. Now we're going to fold in the 2 tabs on the end and cover them with glue. Those are going to go on the inside of the box. Fold them in and put the tabs, the small tabs on the inside. Hold them until that glue has taken hold. Then you're going to put glue on the middle tabs and fold those in as well. Once again, hold them in place until the glue is taken hold. Then you can fold in the tabs on the top lid, and there you are. And there is our handkerchief box. We definitely found this one a little more challenging, but we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave us a comment and be sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.